to Pickin and Grinnin. Today we have two special guys, AZ Arizona Pickin and Chad I-Can-Hussle-All-Day. So we're doing something a little different. We're bringing some new people over that's not familiar with YouTube or hasn't been on YouTube a whole lot. They've got a YouTube channel they just started. They have one video on it, so you guys check the links in the description, and you can go directly to their YouTube channel. Also, their TikTok channels. That's where these guys do most of their platform stuff is on TikTok, and those links are below also. So any questions you guys have got for them, feel free to ask. That's what they're here for. And those of you that come by later, please leave the comments in the section below. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to blow each one of them up, and they're going to tell a little bit more about what they do, their selling, and everything else. So we're going to start with Chad.
What's going on? I'm Chad. I mostly do a little streaming on TikTok. We have our reseller live every Thursday also. But I've been reselling most of my life. I resell on platforms, eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and I'm starting to hit Whatnot pretty hard. So, but yeah, I've been selling on eBay since a little bit after creation. So,
All right. Let's see.
My camera. I don't like this camera view.
Go ahead, AZ.
Yeah, my name's Esteban. I'm from Texas originally, but I've lived like California. I've been here in Arizona for the past little over 15 years now. So this is my home place, and I've been reselling for a little over 2 years. I've been going to flea markets and yard sales since I was young, you know, and I've always loved finding that good stuff at garage sales. So that's my main thing. I love going to garage sales. I go to flea markets. I am on TikTok, so I go live almost every Sunday from the flea market, and just love finding awesome stuff, man. And I sell on different platforms. I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop. And then I also do video game shows on Whatnot. And I love to come on here and try to help other people who are starting this journey. This year, I decided to go full time, and my wife actually resell full time now. And it's been about like 3 months since I've been full time, so we've been like just getting into routine, and we have some awesome goals for 2025.
Nice.
That's great. That's right. So, guys, I don't know if you watch our show or not. You might have watched a couple, but we like to cut up and get
Lord, no, they're not watching this show.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. But we do have a question from Eric today. Let's see. He says, I hear a lot of you guys saying in listing sells similar. I do that, and when I look it up, the only thing that they will see is the item hasn't sold or ended sell similar. What am I doing wrong? Brad?
All right. Yeah. So, Eric, whenever you do that, you're going to pick the listings that you want to end and sell similar. You're going to click those items. You're going to end them. Then you're going to go to in your seller hub, you're going to go to your, let's see what it's called. It's called your unsold under your listings. And when you click on unsold, you'll see all those items. You can, let's say you ended 100 of them. You can click all 100 of those, and you can tell it to sell similar, and it'll walk you through like a bulk listing of doing those, and they'll be relisted. So I'll if you need more explanation than that, holler at me. I'll walk you through it.
Chad, what's your experience with ending and sell similar, or do you do that?
I used to do it manually, but now that I started using cross lister auto posture, so it automatically does it for me. So it has a automation tool that ends whatever amount of items you want to do per week or month, and it does it for you automatically. So that keeps my store active. And but yeah, I used to do it manually. I used to do the same thing Brad said. So And it
Yeah.
does work because it gives you a brand new item number. A lot of people would say just relist and end and relist, but I do believe you should at least end self similar.
AZ,
So yeah,
what you think?
Yeah, in the same way, man. I use auto posture, so definitely believe in it. I know it's just like every other platform, YouTube. It has that algorithm, so ending and selling similar, it helps out, brings your listings to the top, and helps those sales come in, man.
yeah.
Go ahead,
Let
Brad.
me,
I'm sorry.
yeah, let me jump back in there. I see Eric said I did that, Brad, but it still says the same thing. So are you looking? Are you looking in your eBay catalog of listings of active listings, or are you looking in your unsold? Because after you end those items, they will automatically go out of your catalog. They'll drop into your unsold items, and then you will from there you'll click it and sell similar, and they should automatically be back in your catalog, your active catalog, and they should be. You can sort it by newly listed or however you do that in your seller hub.
Right.
You should be able to
Eric,
see it. I need a little more information, I think.
yeah, Eric, I do the same thing. I end every day. Anything that's ending for the day, I end it and I do sell similar. The way I do things is because I pull a lot of stuff out of my drafts is I throw it in my draft when it sells. When I end it, I go to unsold. I click on it, do sell similar. I move it to save it later, which means it puts it in my drafts. And then when I go into my drafts, I can edit anything I want to do. Because normally when you do a sell similar, end and sell similar, you want to change something. It can be raise it 1%, lower the price 1%, add a word to it or something. For me, that's what works for me. But like these other guys said, it does give you a new number on the item. So it shows a new listing.
Mhm.
Sorry.
The boost and the boost it gives you is going to be the boost that any new item gets. It's going to be new in the catalog. It's going to be shown to buyers. If it's got bad information or not a great title and all that stuff, and it's not getting clicked on or it's not being seen, eBay will do with it what it did with it before. It'll lower it in the rankings or whatever, and it won't show up as much. But for a little while, a lot of times you'll see, like, if you I don't know how many items you got in your store, Eric, but let's say you got 2,000 items in your store and you end 200 items and of your oldest items, and you relist them or sell similar on them. You should see some traffic on those right away within the next, probably within the next day or so is when they're going to be most visible. And so you'll
First
probably sell
48 hours.
yeah, you'll sell a couple out of them.
All right, so let's see. We got a question way up here at the top. It says, I think Sue is talking to AZ. Didn't you mention flea markets, AZ?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a few flea markets here, but I have my main one that I go to. It's here in Glendale. I live in Phoenix, close to downtown, but Glendale's not too far from me. And that Glendale flea market, man, I found some good stuff there. There's also another one that I go to. It's like they used to do like Greyhound racing there. There's a flea market. That one's over here in Phoenix, and that's a big flea market here in Arizona.
Sue lives in Tempe.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We got. I want to say hello to a few people. Ping G, hello. How are you today? Corey from Grams and Pops Vintage. This is a good friend of ours here. He makes a comment. Good to see some new faces. He gets tired of seeing old people. Ping, hello. Let's see. We got another comment here. Absolute Fines, TC. He wants to know where did you guys meet at? So I will say this, TC. I met these two guys here on TikTok. If you check the description, there are links to both of their TikTok channels and their YouTube channel is in the description. You guys can check that out. So that's where I met them at. I don't know where they met each other at. So you guys, because one lives in Texas and one lives in Arizona, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, I'm out here in Texas, but yeah, same thing. We met on TikTok. So I actually started going live just a little over a year ago, and it's just a great community over there. A lot of people supporting each other. We get on live a lot, and we cut up also. So we like to have a good time. Sometimes we talk about a little bit about reselling, but but yeah, and then it's a strong group that supports each other. So it's a really nice community over there also.
Yeah, I noticed that amazing Jesse. He's in here supporting you
Jesse.
guys today. Yeah.
Yeah, that made me. The first thing I thought it said was the amazing Jesus. And it reminded me of that King of the Hill episode where Bobby is doing the magic trick and he's called himself the amazing Jesus. For my next trick, I will turn water into wine.
Let's see. Corey, he says, that is that wait a minute, is that Teresa or Corey? That's Corey.
That's Corey. That's
Says
Corey.
I downloaded TikTok Sunday. It won't let me post anything yet. I think it knows I'm old. Corey, I've been watching you guys' TikTok videos. I don't know if it's your daughter's account recording y'all stuff or if it's one of y'all's account. I can't remember whose account it is, but
Corey's like, what the heck? I'm on TikTok?
Yeah.
I still haven't downloaded TikTok.
I see Marsha's chimed in. Hello, Marsha. How are you doing today? It's good to see everyone here. You guys brought a lot of traffic. Y'all got a lot of followers over there.
My father-in-law loves TikTok. He likes to watch people have accidents and stuff. So
yeah.
And then he wants to show you, hey, check out what happened to this guy.
Oh Lord.
I've been doing all my what sold over there here recently. I've been able to do them like real fast and real short, and I really like that short, what do you call it? Short form platform. I like that over there to do that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I try to do shorts, but just I don't know what happens. It just kind of goes on and on and on.
So tell us. Go ahead, Brad. Sorry.
I was just gonna say. So you guys have started a podcast. Is that what I understand? You started something together here.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a podcast, but we interview resellers on Thursday evenings.
Cool.
There's right now it's 6 p.m. PST. But yeah, we've been doing that for a few months now, and it's pretty good, man.
What's the channel name?
So
go ahead.
Yeah, with TikTok, it's not just one channel, so it's either me or Chad, whoever wants to host that night. We'll start the show, and then on TikTok you can just allow people into the live.
Cool. And you don't have anything on YouTube yet, or?
Yeah, we did post a video. We posted one of them last week, so we have another one that's going to be going up. Hopefully tonight I should be able to get that one up.
And what was the name of that one?
That one?
Yeah, what channel is that one on?
Yeah, that one's here on YouTube. It's called Reseller Live with Chad and AZ.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get that in the chat here.
I'm already subscribed to it. I might be able. If you can't find it, Brad, let me know, and I will put it in the.
We're trying to get that 50 so we can start trying to go live over there also. But I think we were at like 40, something like that now. Easy, something like that.
All right, I got you.
Did you find them, Brad?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah, guys, those of you that watching this now, go over there and subscribe to the channel. Those of you watch this later, you can check the link in the description, like I said, and it'll be there also. You guys can go over there and subscribe to their channel. They really got some really cool. I've watched a lot of your interviews over there, and y'all got some really, really cool people that I've seen you've interviewed. But I know the first video that they have on the YouTube channel is with Sony Las Vegas. A lot of us here know who Sony Las Vegas is. There is Leroy.
Sony Las Vegas?
Sony Las Vegas.
Like the disc player?
Yeah.
Like the disc player? Okay. Just checking. Making sure.
And we're working on Art of Resale. We got him second. He'll be up here. And then we got some that we actually lost. So we pulled what we could from the lives we had when we came up with this decision, and then so we were able to save some of them, so we'll drop them, and then once we're able to go live over there, we're going to try to figure out how to do the live there and TikTok, and maybe even start Facebook, not sure, or whatever.
All right, so Lisa, we're Eastern time, and right now it's 7:16 Eastern Standard Time. So tonight we're going to end the show at 8 o'clock Eastern time. At 9 o'clock Eastern time, these guys will be live on TikTok. On one, you just look up one of their channels and you'll be able to see that they're alive with an interview. So I don't know what time is it on your time that you guys do that show.
It'll be 8 o'clock my time. That's us. What time's on my end?
Your Central time.
Central, yeah. I get them things mixed up.
Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah, my time doesn't change here in Arizona, so it'll be 7 p.m. Arizona time.
Look at this, Brad.
What we got?
Look, he's lying already.
Yes,
Lisa, don't let him tell you that. He's on the road. He went to see his daughter, I think, right? Ain't that right, Brad?
Yeah, he went home for his birthday. I don't know how many of the people got the memo. Leroy had a big birthday on Saturday. So
yes, Leroy had a big birthday, guys. So he's older now.
He should be on his way back. So he's Leroy's of the jet set. He's flying back into that great hub in South Carolina, I guess.
Oh, is he going to Greenville or is he going to Spartanburg?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just talking out my butt.
Oh, okay. So in case you guys don't know, Brad's he does his videos or the show from the Miami Dolphins locker room, in case you guys can't tell.
Where there's much weeping and gnashing of teeth. Currently.
So, Brad, how's your sales been this week?
Good. They actually been slow today, but overall they've been good, just steady. So,
Chad, how's y'all's been?
Oh, they've been steady. I hadn't really been listening like I should. I'm on a mission to get my garage organized where I work out of. I've been really working on that pretty hard, and I got a goal at the end of the year to be finished with that. So that's kind of been my priority. And, just selling on Whatnot every week kind of keeps me busy. And then the sales that do trickle in every day that, honestly, I want it to be a little slower right now just to get through this and get myself really organized the way I need to be a little more efficient with everything.
How about you, AZ? How's it been going?
Sales were good, man. This past weekend, I ran a sale on eBay for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We got some good sales that came in, and this week's been all right. It's been steady, nothing crazy, but it's been good, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Monday, I took 34 packages to the post office. I've never took that many at one time. Since November the 24th, we have shipped out 136 packages. Nice. So we have been killing it these last 2 weeks. I mean, it has been rough on me. I've actually had Tammy come down and help me out with shipping a couple of days.
Did you holler at her? Hey, got packages, I got shipped.
Come on, girl.
So
guys, he hollers at his wife all the time like that.
But I did. I found a niche. I found my niche in Whatnot, and it's garbage pail kids. So we sold. So in 2 weeks, Absolute Finds of TC still here. TC actually bought some from me last week. But in 2 weeks, we have sold $183 worth of garbage pail kids cards.
Nice.
Yeah. So I found my niche with that. I really like that. It's really cool opening them things up and looking at them because, it's not the 80s stuff. It's the newer stuff. Mm. So yeah. I mean, I was looking at some of that 80s stuff today, and the 1995 Atom Bomb, Topps Atom Bomb, the shiny card sold for $25,000 on a PSA 10.
Did you say 95 or 85?
85. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely crazy what them things sell for.
Yeah. I feel like non-sports cards are picking up though a little bit, just
All
in
right,
general.
here we go. Hold on a minute. Lisa has got a question. I haven't been. All right, there we go. Do you guys do you guess special in certain category? Chad, do you specialize in something certain?
I do not. I sell pretty much anything. I sell clothing. I like to sell vintage items in general. I'm a fan of vintage. Yeah, so not really. I sell whatever I can make some money on.
Yeah. Picking pretty good where you're at.
We don't have a lot of sales. I have few connects, few friends I've gotten close with as far as with I do a lot of my buys from estate sales. So I'm able to get in and do some pre-picks and some some post deals, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I get a good bit of stuff. It's just there's not a ton of garage sales around. Like you can't go on the treasure map and pull up 50 garage sales on a Saturday. It's just they're just kind of spread out. But
Yeah,
I've done pretty good.
People here don't know what garage sale treasure map is.
Yeah.
Is that what is that?
I say Chris doesn't know it.
So yeah, I don't know either. What is the treasure map? Is that like an app?
Yeah, it's an app. If it's still alive, I don't know. I don't know if it's still going or not.
I usually get on Facebook Marketplace, and half the time, 90% of the time, the ones that's on Facebook Marketplace are a month old, so they're not there anymore.
AZ will tell you.
Yeah.
AZ?
Yeah, I actually use that app, the yard sale app.
Yeah.
I have my route that I like going to. I like my area. I like going yard selling. But if I see something good on that app, I'll go there first, and then I'll start my regular route.
Yeah. So I heard Sonny on your show. I was listening to that. And by the way, I still think it's so cool that there are so many new resellers that I'm discovering on YouTube, and I don't have TikTok, but it's just the sheer number of people that I haven't heard of yet. You'd think at this point YouTube or the algorithm would have, like shown me every reseller out there, and I still like every single week I keep finding new people I've never heard of before. But I was listening to Sonny, and he was actually talking about on there about estate sales and like getting hooked up with people and finding stuff that way. He's even talking about Paul Philly Flipper putting something out there about, he'd buy clothes $5 a bag and stuff like that. Like there's some way to do what we do in pretty much any setting,
Oh yeah.
I'm in a very rural setting, so there's not like a ton of yard sales, and there's a lot of open space between yard sales, so that's not really the most efficient way to source where we're at. So wound up doing a lot of Facebook Marketplace and yada yada yada. But
yeah, there's so many ways you can even you can create ads, but at this point I don't need a lot of stuff, so I wouldn't if I ever needed any, I would create ads and just kind of weed through. Even if it's you get 10 responses and get one big haul, it's worth it. But yeah, just putting yourself out there. A lot of people are scared to or don't want to tell people what they do, but most definitely tell people what you do.
For sure. Later, Corey. Thanks for stopping in tonight, bud.
Oh, Corey's going to record the less entertaining one. But Corey, you get to spend your podcast with Santa Claus. I mean, that's entertaining.
Yeah. So the amazing Jesus, Jesse said, how do all of you feel? How do all of you feel about the future of reselling, positive or negative? I'm high on it. I think it's one of those things that's not going to go away. It's probably the oldest profession right next to that other one they talk about.
What other one?
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say it. You'll have to Google it, Chris. Go Google the world's oldest profession.
Okay. All right. Chad, what you think?
It's just going to get better. I think I even believe that retail is going to eventually go to secondhand. Just even the retail community in general, the stores, because they've got to feel a hurting from just in retail in general. So they're going to figure a way. So yeah, it's never going away.
Yeah.
AZ?
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. It's just something that, especially, there's so many of us that love it, man, and that buy sell trade, you just you can't replace that. You know, everybody likes something, likes to find a good deal, and who doesn't like to find old stuff that you can't find anymore? You know.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get better in a positive way. You know, a lot of people have a negative outlook on how platforms, each individual platform, handle their marketplace. But, you know, let's think about it. You know, when I was a kid, you had flea markets, and that was a big deal when I was a kid. And now it's evolved, and there's what's happened. And I think with the introduction to new marketplaces, like a lot of us here are in the chat, and me and Brad both are part of District, the District app, and myself, I'm a seller on One Stop Shop, on Dibbit, on Commons, shopcommons.net, by the way. And I also have my own marketplace there called Hatify, where we sell nothing but hats on there. Brad has his own marketplace there, Playmobil marketplace, and it's just I think reselling in general is going to get better. More and more people are going to get involved in it, and the more that happens, the more the thrift stores. If you're a thrift store shopper, they're going to piss you off because they don't understand the concept that resellers is their income, but yet they want to raise the prices to where resellers can't buy it to make a living off of it, you know, to make a profit off of it. So if you're raising prices and then a reseller's not buying it, so you're losing 90% of your customers because of that. I'll quit, Brad, because you know I'll get into a rant on that. I'll quit. But no, I think it's going to be positive. I just think that if I just think you just need to stick with it. You know, I mean, explore other platforms. If you don't like one, there's many others out there to choose from.
I could see it probably like niching down. So like when I was a kid, if you would have told, if you'd have told my parents and my grandparents that one day there'll be a restaurant and all it will sell is coffee, they'd have thought that was insane. Or there's going to be a restaurant and all they're going to sell is like some form of chicken sandwiches. They think that's crazy, but like you fast forward into the future and it's like, you got Starbucks and you've got, got all these chains that just do coffee. You have, Chick-fil-A's, you have people specializing in stuff. And so I think the online sales, there's always going to be those places like eBay and Amazon where you can just go get everything. And then there's going to be, I feel like this is one of the things that districts really going to have going for it in the future, or places like that, is that they're going to be marketplaces that are kind of specialized. And so, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have the largest market in the world if you've got, if you've got a lot of interested people in a particular item in that marketplace and you put the right items on the right marketplaces, you're going to do well.
Basically, what Leroy is trying to say to you guys sell tools.
Yeah, there's a little known reseller named Leroy Blood, Sweat, and Sell had a question there.
Yeah.
If you guys sell tools.
Yeah. If you ever sold tools.
I have. If like again, if I see something unique, or if I know, of course, like Snap-on, stuff like that, or just some in general I like vintage tools if I find them, and if they're unique, I comp them out, and yeah, I'm gonna sell them, and I have sold them. Yeah.
AZ?
Yeah, I do the same thing, man. If it's I'll sell anything, but if it's weird and it's a tool, like I'll definitely take a screenshot, do a Google screenshot and see what it goes for. I also look out for like electrical equipment because that stuff can be really good. And yeah, man, I'll do tools. I'll do whatever.
So I'll tell you guys, Leroy Blood, Sweat, and Sale here is in our group chat that I invited you guys to because he's normally on here, but he is a tool guy. So if you guys ever find something and need any questions, you now have a contact with Instagram that you can send him pictures, text him all day long, text him in the middle of the night. It don't matter what time. You guys are on the West Coast, man. If you find something at midnight, at 3 a.m. over there, go ahead and message him, man. I mean, he will not mind one bit.
We got Miss Marcia from Red Cardinal Treasures. She's got a question. She wants to know what made each of you want to get into reselling. Before you answer it, I dropped a link to Marcia's channel in the chat. You guys go subscribe to it, check it out. Yeah. So what made you want to get into reselling, guys? Chad?
I was into sports cars as a teenager, and I seen it was a pretty popular thing, and me and friends used to trade, and we'd gamble for cards, and then I was on AOL chat lines and seen people made groups for selling sports cards, and I'd done the same thing, ran auctions out of AOL chat lines, and then I discovered eBay. It was pretty new, and I was like, darn, I can throw my stuff out there, and people from all over the world can buy them. So that's where I started with sports cards, and then it just grew from there. It was, you hear that first cha-ching, and then, money's getting sent to you in the mail back in the days. So y'all new eBayers, be grateful.
Right.
You used to get checks in the mail and wait for checks to clear 2 weeks or whatever. But yeah, so it just grew from that. I just knew it was up to me how much money I can make, really. So why not?
Yeah. What about you, AZ?
Yeah, so I actually didn't really it was kind of weird how I got into reselling, man, because I really wanted to make content. I always wanted to make videos on YouTube. And actually I have a YouTube channel. It's under the same name. It's Arizona Pickin. And I started that's how I started. I started posting videos on YouTube. I started watching Cincinnati Picker. He was like one of the first ones that I started watching on YouTube, and man, it amazed me that he would go and he'd negotiate, because I love that part. That's one of my favorite parts about reselling, negotiating at yard sales or flea markets to get that buy low, sell high. And once I started getting into it, I think one of my first sales was a Sony Handycam. And I remember I posted that thing on eBay and got the notification saying it sold. I think it sold within like a day or two. I was like, man, I'm in this thing.
Yeah.
The reason I got into it was because it allowed more free time for me to spend time with my family. And what sold me was a couple of things. What really got me hooked on it was really a little crock pot knob that I pulled off of an old crock pot. I sold for $15 plus shipping, and I'm sitting there thinking, you could buy the whole crock pot for that much. But little did I know. I mean, little did I know how important vintage items are. Some people, they just don't want to throw their old crock pots away from the 70s, and if a knob breaks, they need the knob and they'll pay for it, instead of buying a new one.
Yeah, I got started because I've spent a good portion of my adult life working for a nonprofit, for a church, and so there's not the pay is low, and there's not retirement, and there's not any of those things, and so for me, it's just been supplemental. It's either that or I picked up odd and end jobs, carpentry, or just doing different jobs like that. And a gal at church, she actually does thrift stores, and she sold on Poshmark and on eBay and stuff like that. And honest to God, I didn't even know thrift stores existed. But we never went to thrift stores when I was a kid, not because we was above it, just because, well, we just never left the house, period. My mom didn't go to thrift stores. We stayed home. And so, once I found that, it's like, and she's going to yard sales and buying stuff and flipping it. And so she kind of got me on that path. And then we just been kind of steadily scaling it up since then. And, and I discovered eBay. I've been on eBay for 24 years, and just, found some things like at local stores that were getting marked down. And, my brain would tell me, hey, you can buy that and sell it on eBay. So I did that a few times. And so that's kind of how I got started. Got another question here. The amazing Jesus. I mean, Jesse.
Oh my Lord. Just start blocking his questions.
Amazing Jesse says, AZ and Chad, if you were stranded on an island, who would you pick?
Oh my
to be with
Lord.
you?
Here we go.
Buck or Society, and why?
I'm not answering that, Jesse.
That's a common question he has for you guys for some reason whenever y'all have guests on your show.
I'm gonna hang with both of them.
Next question.
Next question.
Look what Marsha says.
I'd say pick Buck, because the meat's probably more tender. You'd live longer if you ate him first.
Oh, good one.
I'm more plump too. You get a lot more of me.
All right, we're going Buck now.
Let's see. Marsha says, I never understood why thrift stores hate resellers. They sell stuff either way, no matter who they sell it to. I don't either, Marsha. I don't know. I think we didn't have a show last week because of Thanksgiving, but I did have a couple of small lives early in the morning, and I think I talked about this. I went to a thrift store. I go to one every Friday here in my local area because they have half off clothing. So I can buy jeans for $2 or buy shirts for $1.50. Okay. Well, so one week, before Black Friday, the week before Black Friday, I went in and she asked me, she said, when I went to the counter, she says, you must be a reseller. And of course, I just yeah, I am. I said, and she says, yeah, because I see you got all different sizes. And she said that the owner, or she was going to talk to the owner about, see, how'd she put that? Either way, however she put it, they was going to kill the half price Friday because they were losing money because all resellers came in on Friday and bought clothes. And I'm like, you get the clothes for free. How are you losing money? If anything, you're making money. So they have this same branch of stores in another town that's not even 30 minutes down the next town over. And I go there on Black Friday. They have everything in the store half price. Okay. They're going to do it the whole weekend. Well, their clothing was $1 for the shirts and $2 for the jeans there. All right. So that's normal, what the normal thing is, but they had the whole store marked half off. So we went by the one in my town that we normally go to, and they they raised the prices, they doubled the prices, then marked it half off. Jeans were now $4 half off, and I'm like, there was just
a lot of resellers do. A lot of resellers do that. I said a lot of resellers do that when they run their sales.
You're right. So I don't know why they do it. I'm like Marsha here. I mean, I don't know why, because 90% of their business, especially thrift stores, and I'm not specifically talking about Goodwill, I'm talking about the mom and pop thrift stores. 90% of their business is resellers, and you start jacking the prices up, you're gonna keep the stuff. That's why you go in some of these thrift stores and they're packed to the gills, to the ceiling, stuff coming out the doors because they can't get rid of it because nobody's buying it because you got it priced too high.
Yeah. Here's what I would say so I worked for an interior decorating company, did floor covering and such not as that for like a long time as a younger man, for sure. And when we went onto a job, I always felt like my very first job was to make friends with the people I'm working for as quickly as possible, or to become friendly with them. And so that's what I'd say is, like, when you walk into a thrift store, you can, or any situation, you can approach any situation like they're the enemy and I'm here to conquer, or you can try to make friends. And so that's the places that we go to consistently, and I see the same faces over and over and over. I'm doing my best to make, get on a first name basis with those people. We got a lady named Nancy at one of our thrift stores, and we talked to her quite a bit, and just, I just do my best to make friends. And it's a lot harder to, see somebody as an enemy when they're your friend. So they like seeing me show up.
Yeah, we go to one. I can't remember the name, but we call it On the Hill because it's on the hill, and we go to that one real regularly. And the ladies in there know me, and if I see something and they got, because a lot of times they have bulk stuff there, where like you might find a box full of patches or whatever, and they got a price marked on that box for each, and I'll ask them like, hey, what will you do for me for the whole box? And then they'll cut me a deal. And I think it's because I have that good rapport with them and they see me in there all the time. So they know I'm going to spend money with them regardless.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
Leroy's got
it's about people.
here we go. Yes, you guys can definitely message me anytime. I'm not a tool expert, but I've been selling them for a while. Thank you guys for coming on the show. Sorry I can't be there. I'm traveling at the moment. Yeah, Leroy's been doing this 20 years, Brad.
He's been doing it most of his life, so he's probably been doing it longer than that. But I'm not sure how long he's been selling on eBay.
Yeah.
But I
But
know
he
he's been doing the
does-
flea market stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot of the flea market stuff. He sets up bins at the flea market and does a lot. And I think 90% of it's tools, if I'm not mistaken. But me and Brad has met me with Leroy. Leroy's a really good guy. He likes giving me a hard time a lot. But what has been?
He loves you though, Chris. I heard him
Yeah.
on another show.
Yeah.
Heard him on another show. He was promoting your show the other day.
What show was that?
The one with Caleb and Bama Jaybird, Josh.
Really?
Two old guys reselling. Yeah, Leroy
I'm
was,
gonna have to
was
go watch it
promoting
then.
your show.
Wow, thank you, Leroy. We appreciate
He didn't say
that.
He didn't say one bad thing about you. He was very
Golly,
nice.
I can't believe that. Holy cow, I'm gonna have to go watch that. No, we love Leroy. Leroy's always been a big supporter of me. I've been a big supporter of him. Me and him have been to auctions together and stuff. He's been here, I've been there, and he's a really good guy. We
You
like
stranded him, left him.
Yep.
Yeah.
his old warehouse. I left him at his old warehouse. I went up to visit him, took him out to lunch, and come back and we was at his warehouse, and I just left him there and went home. He had to walk home. Sure did. That ain't no joke. I mean, for real. For real. He called. Didn't he call you, Brad?
He did. Yeah, Chris just left me. To be fair, he was only a few minutes from home.
So Saving Jennifer says, what has been the most profitable item that you have sold in 2024?
You guys got one right off the top of your head? I don't
My
live in
years-
the past too much. I might have to think about it.
Yeah, my years kind of come together. 2023, 2024 is the same to me.
Right.
I'm gonna look
Hey,
right now.
Tanya, if you're in there watching, text me what's the most profitable item we've sold this year. I think I sold. I can't remember. I had a Dark Tower game that I sold it.
Jennifer, do you mean ROI or the most expensive period? 2020.
I'm gonna say most profitable. If you bought something for 1,000 and sold it for 1,200, that might not be your most profitable item.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with most profit on it. How about you, AZ? You got anything pops in your head?
Yeah, man. I sold a rare game system. It's called the Neo Geo. I actually found this guy on it's kind of like Facebook Marketplace. I don't know if you guys have OfferUp or you guys been on OfferUp before.
Yep.
But I met him on there and I bought a bunch of other video game consoles with it. I made my profit. I ended up paying like $750 for a bunch of consoles, including the Neo Geo, and I made my money back just off those other consoles and the video games, and I sold the Neo Geo. I had to drop the price because this was a learning experience for me. eBay will not allow you to sell an item for more than $2,500 if it's an international sale. So I had it listed much higher, but I wasn't getting much traction on it. And I had a guy offer me $2,100 for the Neo Geo, and I took it. And that was one of my best sales this year.
Wow.
I'm kind of in my mind. It's like 4 different things, but I'm gonna go with the most recent because I know for a fact it's 2024. It was a camera they had at an estate sale marked at 500. It was half off day, and I said, "Could you do a better discount?" And she gave it to me. She marked it down to 400, and I got it for 200, half off. And I sold it on eBay for 900 plus shipping.
Wow.
So that was a nice. That was kind of. I kept getting offers that were pretty decent, and some people probably would have took them, but I was pretty confident, so I held my ground and I took the 900 once I got a better offer. So I was happy with that.
But for me, it was a weird item to start with. I remember it now. I bought a partial case of tattoo art pens. You draw on the skin with them, and the tattoo artists do. I bought the whole case in an auction for like $10 at a live auction, and it was a partial case. What they was doing is they was going around, and they broke the case, and they was giving 10 for $1 or something like that, and they was giving people out, and they got to me, and there was already 4, so there's 40 pens missing. And I just looked at him, I says, "I'll buy the whole box. What do you want for the rest of them?" He says, $10. Now I Googled it before. I researched the comps on it, and the comp said you could sell 20 for $30. That's what it said, but they didn't have a very good sell through rate on the breaking it up or anything like that, parting it out. They was going to sit a while. So I bought the whole box for $10. I was 40 short of a case, and I ended up selling it for over $300 in a week. It went to Chicago. Remember that, Brad? I had an issue with them trying to say they didn't receive it. That one, the buyer actually tried to file a claim, say they didn't receive it, but because it wasn't marked delivered, it was misscanned. And I went through the post office, and the post office says, "Oh yeah, they received it." When they talked to the actual delivery person, and they marked it received, delivered, and they actually marked it delivered before the guy filed the complaint. So I don't know what kind of trouble he got into, but that was a big mishap. And I thought I was going to lose that money, man. I was but that was probably the biggest ROI I had this year. But Todd here, he sells pocket watches, and he sold one for $6,500. He said,
Wow.
Nice.
Shout out to Wolfman's Goodies, by the way. Chad's in the house.
Yes,
He's listening and working right now. Listening and listening.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's his second best sale. Is a peed on Dolphins floor mat. We know about that. Brad can tell you all that story.
Yeah. I bought a mat from a floor mat, a rug from Todd, and he claims he peed on it before he sent it. So. What do you expect coming from a Cowboys fan? So
right, yeah. Chad, are you a Cowboys fan?
No, I pull for the Texans, but it's kind of a story to it. I'm a Panthers and a Texas fan. I'm from Carolina, so it was kind of before the Panthers became a team, I was a Oilers fan, so it kind of revolved. So I'm a Texans and a Panthers fan.
So what part of South Carolina are you from?
Near I'm actually from Fairfield County. I actually still have property there, but near the Columbia, South Carolina area.
Okay.
Rock Hill area, something like that.
Yeah, we was just down in Columbia for the 50-mile yard sale a few months ago.
Yep. It went through, I think it went through Fairfield County.
I think it did too, yeah. AZ, you a big football fan?
Not really, man. I don't really follow football that much. I like watching baseball.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Atlanta Braves for me. I'm a college football guy. So PC, they don't have an actual Chad don't have an actual YouTube channel. What he has, I think Brad.
I do have one. Y'all go ahead and follow me because I'll put content up eventually.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I've been saying that for years.
Just go ahead and follow me. Give me some incentive. Oh, I got followers. I might as well put content.
I used to joke, I want to be the first. I want to be the first reselling YouTuber to have 1,000 subscribers and no videos.
Yeah.
Teresa says she's been to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for about 8 weeks. I don't even know where
Yeah,
that's at.
that's Fort Jackson is where it's military or army, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I live up around. I live probably 20 minutes from Clemson. So
Unless it's a town, Fort Jackson, there's Fort Jackson in near Columbia, South Carolina.
JP Janet says Steelers, Ravens, and Texans. You can't have 3 teams.
Good goodness.
You're either gonna love one and hate the other. Jesus said that.
Marcia says I have a vintage German nutcracker I sold for 150. Lost in the mail. Oh my gosh! Mailed it 10 days ago and is never scanned except for the scan sheet. The clerk scanned it. The post. Marcia, hey, check this out. This might be some good news for you. So I sold a bowl. Now the outcome may not be. It was delivered, but the outcome of the delivery may not be good. But I sold a bowl, and it was still sitting in Gastonia, and it was going to Wisconsin, and it showed that for a whole week. And so the buyer, opened a item not received, whatever it is. So of course you update the tracking. And that's when I found out. So I went to the post office and checked, and the guy looked at the scanning thing, and he told me, he says, what it looks like is apparently when packages go through the system, they get stamped with something, another sticker or something on the package. And sometimes that sticker can cover up a portion of the barcode. And so it just keeps rotating in the warehouse area that it's going. And he had told me, he says, what I would recommend to do, this is what the post guy told me, not what I'm telling you, but he says, I would open a stop delivery on USPS, and then that way when it comes back around, it'll deliver it right back to you. Well, before I was able to do that, because I waited another day, because I had 2 more days before I could handle the claim that they file through eBay. They give you so many days, so I was just going to give it a couple more days. But before I could do that, the item was actually delivered. It just showed up on their doorstep. It never was scanned anywhere else. It just showed up on their doorstep. So it could be that could be the same situations going on with your package. You might want to wait, or you might want to do a stop delivery and just refund the buyer and have it come back to you, But the buyer did tell me that when the bowl, it was a bowl, and the buyer did tell me when the bowl got there, the handle was broke. So I asked him to send me pictures of the broken handle because I was just going to refund them, because to me, it took 20 days for them to get the item, and that was just ridiculous. But they never did send me the pictures of the broke handle. So, and I never heard anything back from them about it. So
probably
there's
a tiny bit of fishing going on there. You know what I did? I looked at mine. I've been so busy, I hadn't stopped looking. The other day I looked, and I was shocked at how many I have that's just kind of floating around out there. And then I had one of those, Marsha, the scan sheet had been scanned, but it never showed up in tracking. This might be something to do, but if not, maybe this can help somebody else out there. If you have one of those items that, if you do a scan sheet and it, shows that that was scanned, but then the item never shows up, one of the things you can do is go onto the USPS.com website and take that tracking number, put it in, and it's not going to show you anything any different. But if you'll click on send me alerts, I'll actually get it what it's exactly it says. But if you'll click on that and give it an email address or a phone number, it will actually like send you information when it starts tracking. And here's the thing that I found: when you do that, those items that don't move, somehow magically, like the next day, they start moving. I don't know if it puts it on the USPS's, like radar, like, oh, we got to get this one moving, this, some kind of alert or something. But almost every single time I do that, like within 24 hours, when I get up the next morning and check my email, it'll say your package, is here or something. It'll show where it's at. So,
and also, Marsha, don't let them folks fool you. I want to tell you something. So you have a tracking number that we can see. USPS has a GPS marking on that package also that's on the label somehow, or maybe put it on the package. I do know that that's how I found out about them tattoo pins. It was dropped off because they had used a GPS marker. But also when it goes through the system, your package gets a photo. In the USPS system, there's a photo of your package when it goes through their system to do all that. They have a photo of it somewhere. So, and that's what the guy was telling me. He says, well, let me see if they got a photo of it. So, but he told me they hadn't had a photo. So that's why he was saying it was looping around, because I hadn't went out to get the picture. So, but once he did all that, it was like the next day, you know, it got delivered. So,
yeah. I clicked over there and I'm looking at it right now. If you go to the, USPS.com, if you put in your tracking number, it'll pop up expected delivery date and all that. Right underneath all that, there's a thing that says text and email updates. If you'll open up that and click either on the text or the email section, just do all below updates, and then, click it and do the confirm it or whatever you have to do at that point. Let me see what it actually makes me do. Oh, it'll have you put in your name and your email address, and then you got to click that you understand and agree to the terms and conditions. Then click get updates. That seems to work for me like pretty much every single time. So
I got a question for everybody on the panel, and people in the chat can tune in. So I had this situation this week. The first thing I want to ask, on eBay, when you got your name up there and you got all them little numbers up there, what did them little numbers mean? I have a suspicion, but I want to make sure.
What are you talking about?
So on your page on eBay, and you got your name, and then beside your name is a bunch of numbers, like a count, like a counter. Is that your feedback? How many feedbacks you received, or how many items you have? Well, in this case,
number of feedback.
It's the number.
You talking about feedback. Like, mine says Black Sheep Society, and then it has like 3368 beside it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the number of feedbacks you've gotten.
All right. So that's what I thought. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened. So I shipped out a pair of jeans last week, and the buyer messaged me and said that apparently I misrepresented them because they said there was a 36, and then proceeded to tell me how I needed to measure the jeans. But when I look at the pictures, the measurements are actually 34, but the size on the tag was different. Okay. And I think it was a 32. So in my mind, I'm thinking, wait a minute, I might have seen the wrong pair of jeans, or I've got the wrong pictures in the wrong category, because I did all my pictures and didn't list. So I was trying to work with him because he said it didn't fit. Well, I said, well, can you send me a picture of the measurements of what you're looking at, the pants I sent you? Well, the first thing, I have an old flip phone and I can't send pictures. I says, okay. So then I says, well, just do it, open and return, and I offer free returns and you can figure it out. Well, he can't, he tells me they don't know how to do that. I direct them how to do that. And I says, well, call eBay, go through the help center and they'll be able to help you. Well, I don't hear anything back for a couple of days. So I get to checking the guy's profile. Number one, he's been on eBay since May 24th, 2014. He has 1,666 on the number. So he's been on eBay for 10 years, don't know how to do returns, and don't know how to take pictures. So now I'm thinking, here we go, scam, right? So the guy messaged me back and he says, I tried to do the return, but it says I have to upload a picture for the return, and I can't do that on my phone. Just send me your address and I'll send the pictures, the pants back, and I'll eat the shipping. And I messaged it back and I says, no, I can't do that. That goes against the eBay policy. Just contacting the help center and they will help you return the pants, figure out how to return it. I haven't heard anything back from it. So I'm thinking, was that a scam, or what was he trying to do there? I mean, was that a legitimate thing? Because why would you ask me for my address? Because my address is on the label, the shipping label that he has that I ship to.
No telling. Yeah.
Brad knows how I think, so I'm waiting for his comment there. Oh,
I don't want to take time from our guests.
Oh.
By the way, it's 7:00, Chris. Or 8:00.
All right.
Yep.
All right, guys, it's 8:00. We're going to have to cut this one short tonight. These guys have got a show coming up in 1 hour. Guys, go over there on TikTok. If you're not part of TikTok, sign up. Join one of these guys' channels over there, and then in an hour, you'll be able to see their show. Who's y'all's guest again tonight?
We have Andrew. He has a couple different accounts, but he should be on Way Out Mercantile. He's part of the TikTok community, and so he's a good friend of ours.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to say to the announcements you'd like to make on the channel here, AZ and Chad, before y'all go?
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you guys, thank you, Buck, and thank you, Brad, for having us on, and thank you, everybody. If you guys can help us out, we are trying to grow the YouTube channel. It's called Reseller Live with Chad and AZ, and we'll be posting our lives that we do on TikTok over there. Hopefully, we can start streaming as well on YouTube. But just want to say thank you, appreciate all the support.
Yeah, same. Thank you guys for inviting us on. It was fun. Again, follow us if you're on TikTok. If you're not, get an account. We do our normal shows on Thursdays, but we also get on kind of late most nights. We kind of call it Resellers After Dark because we get a little crazy sometimes, and we talk a little bit about reselling and about a lot of other stuff. So. But yeah, we appreciate y'all, and maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Yeah,
Brad,
yeah, it's
what
good.
you got?
I was just gonna say it's good to meet these guys. Did you say Estefan or Esteban?
Yeah, Esteban.
Esteban. Okay. And then Chad, it's nice to meet you guys. Glad
Yep.
that glad that Buck found you and brought you on, and got some new people to follow and new friends. I like it. Love it. Love it.
Appreciate it.
Guys, hey, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. And hey, go follow these guys. Everything's in the link. Everything's in the description below. They got their TikTok channels, their new YouTube channel. Go follow them. They got some really good stuff over there. Have a great one, and we'll see you guys on the next one.